Hello? I'm Gregory. I don't know who this Graham character is, but he sounds pretty kind. I was told this was the funeral for my best friend, Alabaster Scrimp. Apparently I have been misled. I didn't prepare anything else, so I'm just gonna do his eulogy. Hello, I'm Gregory. Alabaster Scrimp was my best friend. We met in the 5th grade when I asked why he was wearing bike shorts when he wasn't riding a bike. He said,
I like the way they hold me.
He asked me why I was holding a pile of rocks. I said I had to keep eating them until I was full. He said,
You eat rocks? Oh, we're best friends now.
and I agreed. One day I went over to Alabaster's house. He lived on a pond. He said he had a raft for the pond, but when we found the raft, it was obviously the styrofoam packaging that had previously housed a grandfather clock. I asked him if he had a grandfather clock, and he said,
No, my grandfather died when I was a baby.
So I didn't know if he was kidding or if he thought he was a clock. Alabaster made me drag the raft to the pond, and he handed me a bag. The bag was shaking and screaming like there was an animal inside. Alabaster said it just did that sometimes. He said to get in the raft, so I did, and he pushed me onto the pond. This is probably a good time to mention that I can't swim. I'm not like bad at swimming per se. I've just eaten too many rocks, so now I sink. Now that I think about it, that might be why Alabaster put me on the raft, on the pond, with the bag. The bag tore open because there was a raccoon inside the bag that was now outside the bag. Her name was Raquel. I tried to shake her hand, but she bit me. We never really ended up seeing eye to eye, mostly because my eyes are in the front of my head and Raquel's are on the sides. I'm fairly certain the only reason Alabaster became friends with me is because of the whole eating rocks thing. I know this because he told me explicitly in public. Also, he said his favorite book was Life of Pi. He said his mom wouldn't let him watch the movie, so instead he recreated it with me, Gregory, the guy who can't swim. I'm gonna finish the eulogy now. Alabaster, you were my best friend. You were not my good friend. Alabaster was a very bad friend. After that first incident on the pond, you spent most of your life trying to capsize me. When it didn't work, you would try again, and that was the only time we ever spent together. I probably would have been better off if I had never met Alabaster Scrimp. But I did. And he died first in a horrible biking accident in which I hit him with my car. Yeah. Who's laughing now, Scrimp? Who's laughing now? You didn't have to applaud his death, but you did. Bye.